Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. It's Scott Ferguson, and I had a fantastic conversation with my good friend Wanda Allen from Follow Up Sales Strategies. It's all about following up. And no matter where you are in life, whether it's for business, personal, follow up is key. And Wanda dropped some serious knowledge nuggets on helping you use follow up and how to use those follow up skills in the correct way. We had a fun conversation on how she got from her roots to where she's at now. It's such a fun story. And you'll definitely want to break out your notebooks and take some notes, because I have like 3 pages of notes and that I just go back to. And she's just a fantastic resource for people that are in sales, that are having issues with their follow-up strategies. So without further ado, here's my really good friend, Wanda Allen. Let's level up. Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. This is Scott Ferguson, and I have my awesome sauce friend, Wanda Allen. And Wanda and I were off mic kind of talking, reminiscing a little bit about San Diego, California, and how beautiful it is there. But she's relocated to the South just like I did. And we're both kind of happy in our spots, just a bit, it was a little bit warmer. We're recording this here on February 1st of 2024. But Wanda is an international speaker and coach. Go to her website when we're done. She rocks it. Just go there, but not yet. Listen to the knowledge that she's going to drop. She's also the author of Follow Up Savvy and Follow Up Sales Strategies. Wanda had a 25-year corporate career where she held the position of senior vice president. She has a strong skill set for developing systems and applied this skill to the follow-up process, which watch the video on her opening page that she has on her website, because I learned so much about not stacking my business cards and then getting my ass in gear to get those out. Okay, and get connected with them. And she helps her clients increase pipelines, improve sales performance, and strengthen relationships by developing strong follow-up skills. I want to thank you so much for coming on. Please introduce yourself to the Time to Shine Today podcast, Varsity Squad. But first, what's your favorite color and why?
Oh, green.
Green. Okay.
It reflects abundance, right?
Yes.
Yes.
And new and rebirth sometimes. Like sometimes people need to do that. And like people that are trying to re-establish themselves, they talk to people like you, and that green just fits perfectly.
Yes.
That's fantastic. So Wanda, let's get to the roots of stuff. I'm so stoked to learn from you, because I learn from you in videos, okay? And everything like that. But to have you live and almost in the flesh, this is as close as we can get right now. I'd love to rock a stage with you one day, which we're going to talk about that off mic. But like, let's get to the roots of you.
Okay. All right. So roots as in professional roots?
Yeah. Well, you can start wherever you feel comfortable.
Yeah. So I graduated from high school. My family moved to San Diego. College was not for me. And it just wasn't. And so my dad had a friend that worked at a bank, and he was looking for a secretary. That's a very old title. Okay.
Yes, very. Yes.
So I'm dating myself, but I thought secretarial skills came really easy to me. I was a fast typist. And so my dad said, well, would you be interested in meeting my daughter? So interviewed, got the job, and worked my way up the corporate ladder. And at the age of 30, I was promoted to senior vice president. And so I spent the lion's share of my career managing SBA departments, small business administration, their loans, managed departments that did 100 million plus in annual loan volume. Wow. And through that experience, I developed a very strong skill for creating systems. And after managing SBA for about 15 years, I was asked if I would consider the position of branch manager. And I was ready for a change. So I accepted the position. And everyone in my inner circle said, no, because now you're going to be in sales. Don't do it. It's so risky. But I was so bored with my life had become robotic. And so I took this perceived risk, which it was. And when I studied the sales process and I realized how critical follow-up is, I thought, but how do you do it? How do you stay on top of it all? And I fell back on what I know how to do well, which is create systems. And so I developed systems for following up on the prospecting side. And then there's an extension of follow-up. It's called relationship management, staying in touch, which is an area that's terribly neglected today.
Yes.
Because so many people follow up on the prospecting side, get the business, close it, drop the relationship, and they're off looking for their next new, forgetting about everyone they've already done business
with. And all the referrals that could come from that.
Exactly. And more opportunities, with that client. So Anyway,
Right.
I just developed these systems, and then the bank I was working for was acquired. We were not the lead bank. I was part of senior management, and how that story ends.
Bye-bye. Kind of, right? Yeah. Uh-huh.
Yeah, so I knew I'd be on the chopping block, and I'd been in the business for 25 years. It was 2009. If you remember where the economy was,
Oh,
it was
yeah.
on its head.
Yes.
And banking was in the middle of the firestorm.
Mm.
I was done. But I didn't know what I was going to do. And a friend of mine said, you should become a speaker and coach people about how you follow up.
Yes. I can see that.
And
Absolutely.
I thought, oh, I know nothing about this industry, but I went out on a wing and a prayer, and that was 13 years ago. And here I sit today.
You know what I love about this one is that like you, I tried 2 semesters of college. Nope. And I had the GI Bill and everything. I ended up getting my pilot's license with the GI Bill. But one thing that I hear is like you started bootstraps. You were basically a gatekeeper for somebody to protect them. So you learned communication skills there, how to politely tell people to bug off, right? Sometimes and really organize that person's life. And you really just took those skills and parlayed them forward. And now you have that fantastic follow-up system that you have. So let me ask you something. When you're at a networking event, okay, and you're maybe talking to people, what is your, I guess, goal while you're there?
I have a goal to make 2 good connections. And a
Yes.
good connection is a prospect and or a referral source. That is why you go to networking
Yes.
events, not to dilly-dally, socialize, catch up with people you already
Yeah.
know.
Yeah.
You've got to be strategic. So that's my goal at every event. And I encourage all of your listeners to
Yes.
set a goal. It gives you laser focus. You're not going to
Yes.
waste time because you're
Thank
on a
you.
mission. You're on a mission.
Thank you.
Yeah, you go to increase your business, bring
Love
in
that.
more sales.
Right.
Yeah, you don't go to socialize.
Yeah, and drink and
Yeah.
stuff like, which I don't mind. I'll have one, but like my biggest compliment that I can get at a networking event a lot of times, Wanda, is even when I was a real estate broker for full time, because everyone's like, I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor, I'm a realtor. My biggest compliment was when I walked away from somebody with their business card, okay, and their contact information is them to say, what the hell does that guy do? Because I love to serve. I love to give until it hurts so good. Now, I will take your business card, okay? And I will go out to my car when I'm done. And me, I kind of scour the room for the people that I want to have that one-to-one, those 2 people, a one-to-one outside of the event. And I'll go to my car and I write a thank you card, drop it in the mailbox before I even go into my townhouse, right? So they get that and be like, hey, Wanda, it's great to meet you. I hope you're, and I use the Ford technique, family, occupation, recreation, and dreams when I'm talking to people. So I know a little bit about them, be like, hey, I hope your kid is great soccer game this weekend, say something like that and drop it in there. And that's what I was taking away a lot from your business card and the follow-up. Now, where I get weak, and I'm sorry, I am, squad that's out there, and Tiffany, my assistant, because she's the one that has her foot up my butt, saying follow up with these people, right? So what is your strategy, biggest strategy then for really implementing a follow-up process that works, that stays connected and builds relationships?
Yeah. So with networking, as we're talking, that it is so crucial. Well, you do it before you even get into your house, which is great.
Right.
Most people do not.
Right.
And they do nothing and put the business cards on their desk. But the next working day, you have to do something with that person. Nice to meet you, phone call, email, text. You have to do something, because if you do nothing, you may as well not even gone.
Yeah.
Because it's a waste of time, energy, and money to get a person's business card and then do nothing with it.
Yes.
So that is the first step. People spend so much energy and time getting new contacts. They do so little with the follow-up part that they'll never experience the fruit of all that labor they're putting out there. And that pains people work so hard.
Right.
You know?
It's a waste. Like you're kind of saying, I'll just say you're wasting your time if you don't follow up with them. That's the biggest thing, because I was taught follow up, follow through, follow back. I'm great at follow up, like in follow through, but following back is where I can get caught up. Like I'll be like, boom, there's the card. The next morning they'll get a text, but then there's someone there that sometimes it weighs on me. And the most embarrassing thing is they might have got the thank you card. They might have, got the text the next morning, but then when I reach out to them a month later to set something up,
Yeah.
they're like, who are you? Kind of thing. So I love that you said that. And so do you coach people one-on-one or more of a group setting, Wanda, when it
I do
comes to
both.
this? Okay, great.
I do both.
So in a one-on-one session, when you're maybe in the discovery period, is there any secret sauce that you can kind of share that maybe helps them shine a light on their blind spot where they're lacking?
Yes. So if they are not, the biggest shine is, are you meeting your sales goal?
Okay.
That tells me right there, because here's the thing is that the easiest way to get more sales is to follow up. That's the easiest way, but it's hard, quote marks, finger quotes.
There you go.
It's hard for most people because there's so much fear associated with following up.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay.
And the number one fear, even above rejection, and I hear this more than anything, if I keep following up, I feel like I'm being pushy.
Yes.
So just understand, if your job is to bring in business, your job is to follow up. You're
Right.
not being pushy. You're showing, taking initiative. You're showing interest. You're doing a disservice, obviously, to yourself if you don't follow up, but you're doing more of a disservice to that prospect because you're not giving them an opportunity to do business with you.
Yes.
And I know you will make a difference in their business or life with the product or service you sell.
Yes. You
So
wouldn't be right. You wouldn't be selling it if you didn't believe in it. Well, some people do, but the passion, the successful ones are usually passionate about their product they're selling, I would say, right?
yes,
Yeah.
yes, but that passion, you gotta go the distance,
Yes.
because it takes multiple follow-ups. And here's the thing, the second biggest fear is no, rejection. I don't like to follow up. I'm afraid they're going to tell me no. Okay, listen here. No is the second best answer you can get.
Yes.
No is not where the pain is. I'll tell you where the pain is. The pain is in the ignore. I will take a no over an ignore any day of the week. Because when
Right.
somebody tells me no, I know where they stand. It keeps the train moving, and sales is about movement.
Yes.
Progress.
Yes. I love that you said that, because I have clients that when I quote them my coaching fee, they'll be like, whoa, they get a little sticker shock, some of them, and that's fine. But I still follow up with them. If you and I talked about a book during the time, I might just still buy you the book. Stay in front of them, and they'll be like, what? There's that shows that the person's so interested, that I'm so interested in helping you level up, or the product, getting you the product. And when they're ready, you never know. In 3 months, they might have got an influx of tax return or something like that, that they can afford it, or the product that your clients are selling as well. So
Yes. Mm-hmm.
maybe if you're in the one-on-one, maybe still kind of discovery process and stuff, and they're thinking about bringing you on as a coach, is there any good question that you wish they would ask you but never do?
Oh, that's a good question. Are you sure you can help me?
Yeah.
Are you sure you're going to be able to help me bring in more sales?
Yes.
And my
Yes.
answer is
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah, your track record shows it. I
Yes,
mean,
absolutely.
in 8 years, you made your bones at a bank, and then you're going out now, you're speaking on stage, and it's just the proof's in the pudding with that. So what then do you feel makes a great coach overall?
A coach that understands you have it. I mean, I really believe, and this has become kind of cliche, but you meet them where they are, because they have to know you understand, you relate. You can't I don't want to browbeat them like, why aren't you following up? Are you crazy? This is how you
Right.
get business. You have to meet them. And then I also think you have to really, as a good coach, you have to understand their personality.
Yes.
Because if you're dealing with a compliant, you cannot be chatty Cathy.
Yes.
There's going to be a disconnect. So you really, that's sales 101, mirroring and all that.
Mhm.
But in coaching, it is so crucial,
Yes.
because you want to set them up when we feel understood, and then they're not going to be embarrassed, and they're going to feel supported. And that's when they're going to be able to open up and implement and be honest. I'm struggling here. versus I don't want to tell her because she's going to be disappointed. That just
Right.
doesn't work. It doesn't work.
I could just see you providing a safe space for your
Yeah.
even like your clients when they are clients that they just open up for you, just getting to know you here just for a little bit and even off mic. That's fantastic that you do that. So have you ever seen the movie Back to the Future?
I have not.
You haven't? Okay. So it's about this dude that goes back in time and tries to get his mom and dad together and whatnot, right? So he stays born. But it's funny, it's with Marty, his name is Marty McFly, but it's Michael J. Fox. But anyways, he got in a DeLorean, went back in time. So if you got in that DeLorean and you went back to the Double Deuce, the 22-year-old Wanda, okay, what kind of knowledge nuggets, that's what we call them here at Time to Shine today, that not so much to change anything because your trajectory was awesome, experiences are great, but to maybe help her shorten the learning curve and maybe blast through maybe just a little bit quicker.
Oh, the biggest thing is don't doubt yourself. I was so insecure. Just stand strong in who you are and the
Yes.
way you are, and don't feel bad about it, be embarrassed by it. Just believe in you and believe in your dreams and your goals because you can make it. Because I think there's self-doubt is it's vicious. It is
Yes.
vicious.
Yes.
And back then, there were very few women up that corporate ladder, and that made me even more insecure. Like, do I belong here? What am I thinking?
Yeah. Yeah.
How could this possibly work? And it's like, no, I wasted so much energy in self-doubt.
Really? So
Yes.
what broke you out of it?
Hitting my goal.
Yeah.
And then just being around, because back then, well, that was what, like 30, that was 30 years ago. You know, there were I've been in more boardrooms where I was the only woman than boardrooms than I haven't been.
Right.
And being able to stand tall,
Right.
you know, and then once I knew my hard work had paid off, I was 30, I was a woman, I was 30 years ago. Hey, I earned it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that really elevated my confidence. But if I had just believed you're going to do it,
Yeah.
doubt it, you're going to do it. You're a hard worker. You're doing everything you need to
Yeah.
do.
How did you do it without coming across as abrasive or cocky to where you turn them off? Because you wouldn't have kept making advances if you were. During that time, I'm sorry, I was in the military in 30 years ago, and even there, the women, even the higher ranking ones were kind of just like, okay. But how did you do it? Like what presence, and like when you walked into that boardroom, what were you feeling? What were you thinking during that time?
What got me really comfortable and confident was preparation. I was prepared. I had done the work for whatever we were going to discuss, whatever the topic was, the meeting was about, the committee was for. I was prepared.
Yes.
And I was a hard worker. I still am. I'm a hard worker.
Yeah.
And that was very helpful. So you have to know what you're doing. You have to know what you're talking about.
Love it. And I love it because, go ahead. Sorry, I cut you off.
That breeds respect from others.
Yeah. Yeah. And the respect is what everybody really craves, right? I mean, they want acceptance, but man, I'll tell you what, respect is way above acceptance for me, to be honest with you. It's like, I only have maybe 5 friends in the world, right? And I am super connected. I mean, that's where my acceptance goes to, right? But respect, when I walk in, I don't demand it, I earn it, no matter where I'm at. I mean, I could be the keynote, but I'm still going to go in there and get my respect by serving. And because you had the numbers, you had the facts, because that's where boardrooms, that's what matters in boardrooms, right? Is the numbers and facts. You got your respect. That is the best answer from a female that I've ever gotten. It's lived it too. So that's amazing. So Wanda, how do you want your dash remembered then? That little line in between your incarnation date and your expiration date, your life date and death date. Hopefully it's way down the line because this world needs you. But how does Wanda want her dash remembered?
She cared, she understood, and she served.
Gosh, that was right off your tongue. That's beautiful. So then what do you think people misunderstand the most about you?
And I don't mean this from an arrogant place.
No,
She's
please.
perfect. She does it all. Everything's always in order and everything's right. And it's like, no, that is so wrong.
There's work that goes into that, right?
There
In
is.
preparation.
People will tell me, oh my gosh, how did you know? That's exactly how I'm feeling. How I knew because I was there.
Right.
That's how I know.
Right.
But I've come to the other side. And it was through work that I got to this place, but that's what's enabled me to be an expert. I am an expert, and I say that confidently. I am a follow-up expert in what I do.
You put the reps in.
That, or like if I do something wrong, oh my God, Wanda made a mistake. No, I hate that. No, Wanda does make mistakes.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
So,
You just learn from them and you push forward. And if you fail, you fail forward, but it's fine. So Wanda, if I'm out at a networking event, man, and I'm pressing flush with people and meeting people, what might I hear from somebody there that would make them a great referral source or a prospect to introduce to you?
A great referral source for me is a speaker who speaks to the same audience but has a different topic. That is like golden. And then prospect, again, is when you're at a networking event, people don't openly say, I'm struggling. I'm not where I want to be in business. Sales, I feel like things are slipping through the cracks. People don't open that up. But if they're in sales and, well, for me, it's my company name is obvious for what I do. But if you were at an event, if they're in sales or an entrepreneur, hey, where are you at? How's business? Great, or it's okay.
Yeah.
How are you doing with your follow-up skills? Do you think that would be helpful?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So it's like weaving follow-up into that conversation. It's so funny because people say, oh, you're a sales coach. No, I am not a sales coach.
A follow-up coach.
What I teach will increase your sales, but I'm not a sales coach. I am a niche of follow-up.
Love it. I love that. It's follow up, follow through, follow back. It's all about that. So then, does anything keep Wanda up at night?
God, I sleep like a baby.
Superpower right there, man.
Oh, I am a professional sleeper.
That's an easy answer then. That's great. That's fantastic. I would think that, how about when you were younger though, and you had like that, you're working your way up. Did you still sleep well then?
I've always been a good sleeper.
Awesome.
It shocks my husband. He's like, if I could sleep one night like you do, I'd be good for a month.
Yeah. My Susan, like I've timed her and it's like 8 seconds sometimes.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
good
me.
for you.
That's me.
Although I'm getting a lot better. I actually hired a sleep specialist that really helped me with that. And also kind of a body hacking person, biohacking. It's really helped out with my sleep and added natural stuff in that is absolutely working. So that's great that you can sleep well. So then what is Wanda's definition of a life well lived?
A life well lived is, honestly, I mean, just helping everyone I can in this area. It hurts me how hard people work, and just knowing I've done my part.
Yes.
In making someone's life better, making business easier.
Yes.
Making sales not the difficulty that so many perceive it to be. It's not an easy job, don't get me wrong.
Sure,
okay.
sure.
If it were easy, everyone
does it.
Yeah, but it can be easier.
Right.
So this has just become such a passion. I thought I'd go to my grave as a banker. I didn't think I would ever get out of banking. And I sometimes when I think about it, it just astonishes me. I look back and I'm like, was I really that passionate about banking? Nothing compared to what I am today.
Yeah.
I served, I did well, obviously, but it's so different. This just has so much more meaning. If you're a banker, I'm in no way knocking it. I would never be here today if it wasn't for my 25-year career. It was so good to me.
Yeah.
It was so good to me, but it's just different. It's different. I'm serving in a different way.
That's beautiful. But again, you put the reps in. You started as a secretary and worked your way up. I'm sorry, you don't hear that many stories about that. This isn't Working Girl, the movie from the 80s, if you remember that one, Melanie Griffith and Harrison Ford, where she was a secretary and she worked her way up through the men's world. That's so impressive. Time to Shine Today podcast Varsity Squad. We are back, and Wanda, you and I know we're going to meet because I'm going to get your sizzle reel and your one sheeter, and I'm going to get you on stages. And we'll talk about some of these questions for 15, 20 minutes probably. But today, you have 5 seconds to answer them with no explanations, and I promise you they can all be answered that way. Okay?
Okay.
Ready
Okay.
to level up? Here we go.
All right.
All right, Wanda, what is the best leveling up advice you've ever received?
Don't quit.
Yes. Sure. One of your personal habits that contributes to your success.
I eat well and I exercise
Love it.
and I sleep.
Yay. Yeah, you do. So you see me walking down the street or maybe at a networking event or whatnot. Man, like Fergie looks like he's in his doldrums a little bit. Just he's not carrying that energy. Like, is there any book that's really resonated with you might hand me and tell me to read?
La la la. Oh gosh. Think and Grow Rich.
There you go. Napoleon
Yep.
Hill, the business Bible. I'll go with that all day. What's your most commonly used emoji when you text?
Smile.
Awesome. Nicknames growing up?
Green bean.
Green bean?
I was skinny. I was bone skinny. They were mean.
Gotcha. Also, so do you have any hidden talent or superpower that nobody knows about? Well, until now.
I don't have any hidden talents. No.
Sleep is good enough. Maybe you can fall asleep like that. So how about chess, checkers, or Monopoly?
Chess, checkers.
Checkers. Awesome. Headline for your life.
What is it?
Headline for your life.
Oh, she loved living.
Yes.
Living.
Go-to ice cream flavor.
Vanilla.
Gotcha.
Boring.
There's I'm down with vanilla because you can put anything on it. And
I love
that's
it.
awesome. So
And vanilla bean is even better. Next level.
Love it. There's a sandwich called the skinny green bean. What's on that sandwich? Build it for me.
Oh, it's a vegetarian sandwich. Lettuce, green beans, avocado, kale, cucumber.
Love it. Good stuff. Except for there's no bacon. I'm kidding.
No,
So,
I'm a vegetarian.
for you to say that, I figured that you were. So favorite charity and or organization like to give your time or money to?
Oh, Welfare to Work.
What's that?
It's just an organization that helps people on welfare, preps them. And then I also Dress for Success because it's about women coming up, and because I did it, you can do it. And I was not, if you would have met me at 19, you would have said, no way.
Right. Right.
No way. So
That little string beans going nowhere.
yes,
Right?
that's right. Just helping women, but everybody, but especially women, sell in the workforce in
Good.
particular.
Good
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
And last question, we can elaborate on this one as well, but the best decade of music, 60s, 70s, 80s, or 90s?
Oh, 80s.
80s? All right, cool. Yeah, I graduated in 1990. I'll be 52 in a couple weeks. And the 80s had everything. It had like disco is fading out, right? But then you had like rap, which was the Beastie Boys or Run DMC, which are kind of in the infancy. Then you had the invasions from like U2 and Duran Duran and Culture Club, Men at Work. Then you had the Big Hair Don't Care metal band. It's like glam rock. It's like everything was in that decade, right? It's like the 80s movies are awesome. It's funny that you say it. We have this theater here in Jupiter, Florida, that on Thursday nights they show John Hughes films for $5, right? And like so, like we went and saw like Ferris Bueller's, and we saw like Pretty in Pink, 16 Candles. It was fun. It's like, man, that's when the movies were awesome too. And it's funny, a lot of the trends back then are now. Like you see a lot of the 80s trends like walking around now. I'm like, dude, look at my look. I'm like, yeah, we did that like 85. So I don't even think you invented that. That's awesome. So how can we find you?
Oh, my website's a one-stop shop, followupsalesstrategies.com.
Yes, awesome. And also like make sure that you look at our coaching page, squad out there. And also if you're looking to bring somebody on to rock your stage and really level up the people in the audience to really follow through, follow up, follow back, bring Wanda on, and you will not be disappointed at all. And Wanda, I believe there was also something else that we had talked about, that you have a possible complimentary 1 hour follow-up.
I have a 1 hour virtual workshop.
Ooh, okay.
Yes. Yeah, that you can register on my website. Go to the
Oh.
free workshop page.
Oh, wow. Okay. And I'm just going to take a look up. Okay. Donnie, put the workshop in the show notes, please. Awesome. That's fantastic. So, Ron, if you don't mind, leave us with one last knowledge nugget we can take with us, internalize, and take action on.
Follow up every working day. It is a non-negotiable. So your mantra is, I must follow up because I must get to my dreams, goals, and visions. And it is sales that gets you there. So
Yes. And it's
yeah.
so funny that you say that, not funny, but it's so true that you say that, that everything in life is a sale. Everything. Like if you have kids and you're walking through getting ready to check out. Oh, can I have bubble gum? Can we have this? It's like they're trying to sell you. And a lot of these people, they cut sales out of children at so young, just with a no, 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 right? So I can understand, like I think that Chad Helmstetter said that kids are told no, an average of 135,000 times by the time they're 13. That's crazy. So no wonder we're conditioned to not follow up in a sense, right? And so I'm so happy that we have somebody on this earth that is doing what you're doing to really stoke that follow-up flame.
Yeah.
And squad, we just had a really fun, basically a free masterclass with my good friend Wanda Allen, who started at the bottom. She was a secretary, gatekeeper, somebody that held the ship in line. But she learned so much as she went along. She never let it stop her, no matter what her position was. She was senior vice president by age 30. And during that time, she developed a strong skill for creating systems, which leads into what she's helping you with right now. She found out that relationship management is something that a lot of people are absolutely terrible about. And that's where I love to refer you to her to really help you level up your relationship management and your follow-up. She told us that it's crucial that by the next working day, they get in contact with that person that you met at a networking event, or you might met in line at Home Depot, or wherever that you're at that might need your services. And if you don't follow up, you might as well just not even talk to them or just stay at home at a networking event. Are you really meeting your sales goals? If not, I guarantee that you're not following up. That's something that I got from Wanda right now. And if you really need help, again, let me please make introduction from me to Wanda, a warm one at that. And the number one fear is feeling pushy, that you feel like you're doing a disservice to people by not following up with them. That's absolutely wrong, because no is the second best word behind yes. And that's another thing that Wanda told us, is that at least when they're no, they say no, that they give you an answer. But you can still follow up even after the no. And Wanda will show you exactly how to do that as well. That what we don't want is to be ignored. A great coach, she told us, understands to meet the person where they are. Give them that safe space and get to understand their personality. She reminds us that don't doubt yourself. Just keep going. If you don't know something, like my good friend Leah Woodford would say, is get your asking gear. Ask people. There are people willing to answer questions for you. She wants us to stand strong and don't ever feel bad and embarrassed, and be prepared in whatever you do. Always be prepared, because the confidence will shine through that. That's what she did. She walked in these boardrooms where it's populated with way more men than her, and she was always prepared. So she got that respect through her preparation. And she's somebody that is planting trees she's never going to sit in. And another thing I love about her, does it for the intention. She doesn't do it for the attention. She doesn't start any of her videos off with look at me, look at me. She's there with a stack of business cards in her hand trying to level you up. And I freaking love that about her. And follow up every day with whoever you meet. It's a non-negotiable. That's what Wanda said. It's a non-negotiable. If you want to reach your dreams and visions, follow up every day. And she's someone that's going to slide across the metaphoric home plate, bumped, bruised, but knows that she loved, she lived, and she served. And that's the kind of people we need here at Time to Shine Today. Thank you so much for coming on. Why do you level up your health? You level up your wealth. They're absolutely stunning. You're humble, yet you're hungry. Again, I absolutely love your guts. And you earned your varsity squad letter here at Time to Shine Today. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much. It was an absolute pleasure. You're the best.
Can't wait to collaborate. Chat soon.
Thank you.